Welcome to another episode of Monday Markets. Hope you had a good weekend. We have got a big week coming up this week, and what I'm going to do in this video is quickly take you through all the important stuff you need to know, and also take a quick look at some charts to see some potential scenarios that could play out. So quickly go through BTC. Higher time frames look pretty good, lower time frames look pretty bad. So monthly candle looking like it's going to close above this 21,500 monthly level, which was the swing high from November, FTX fallout, etc. Very unlikely that over the next day and 13 hours that closes below that. Very unlikely, but still possible. At the end of the day, BTC is pretty wild, does its own thing, but I don't think we're going to get that close below. So more than likely a close above, obviously pretty bullish. Break down to the weekly. We also got a close over this 22.8k weekly level of resistance. Are we now going to, as you can see, pretty red so far today? Are we coming down for a retest to see if it holds a support? Or potentially, obviously, we've got the monthly close on Wednesday or Tuesday. Are we coming down for a bit of a deeper pullback to retest 21.5k as monthly support? I'll have to wait and see. And then if we get down to the daily, that's where things start looking a little bit worse. We rejected off 23.6, this level just here, as you can see, previous support / resistance. We rejected off it last Wednesday, and then we had a little weekend pump, which has currently been rejected. As I say, are we coming down to test this weekly level of support? If that fails, maybe we pull back deeper to the monthly level, 21.5k area. Quickly take a look at ETH. Again, higher time frames, little bit unclear. Still not getting above that 1721. If we go to the weekly, we're currently at the swing high of Monday 31st of October, and it's looking like a bit of a rollover rejection so far. And if we go to the daily, we're basically just stuck in this range between 1656 and 1516. So a bit of an unclear picture on ETH, but certainly a pretty harsh rejection off 1656 so far. It will obviously follow BTC if it continues to trend downwards. One thing I forgot to actually go through on BTC, if we break down to the 4 hour. So we spoke about this last week, this 4 hour range being identical to this range here. We did get that 4 hour close just like we did on the last one. So in the last range, 4 hour candle close above, boom, we went after a few fake outs either way. Same happened in this range, fake outs either way. We had about 3 fake outs to the upside before finally breaking out, as you can see, 4 hour close, then we started running. However, we are now coming back into this range, deviating back into the range, and it looks like this 4 hour candle is going to close, as you can see, 5 minutes to go. That is pretty bearish, reacceptance back into the range, so that's not looking good. You're probably going to see a bit of a deeper pullback on BTC. Now, I'm recording this video in the morning. When you guys view it at sort of 7 o'clock-ish tonight, you'll probably have your answer. So be interesting to see what happens there. One chart to really keep an eye on here is ETHBTC. So if we quickly break it down, you've got there, make that monthly, range low just down here. As you can see, pretty clearly defined range. Range high 0.08, range low 0.05. And if we grab our fib tool to find a mid-range, you'll see that it's bang on a weekly level support. I mean, you can already sort of see it on the monthly here. If we break down to the weekly, clear level of weekly support just there. Grab that weekly. So very important area for ETHBTC. If we see this level hold and a bounce, then you're probably going to see alts do really well. If you see this level break, then alts are in for a really bad time. I can easily see this coming back down to range lows. Now 0.05 in my opinion would be really great level to start loading up on ETH and alts. Not financial advice obviously, however, see if we get there first. As I say, this could still hold, and then we have a bit of an altcoin rally. I think we call that alt season. I'm sure you're familiar with the term. So yeah, have to wait and see. We're pretty much approaching this level now. See whether we hold and bounce or break and fall basically. Also, if we take a look at stables dominance, this is on a really big level of support as well. Just grab the tool there. As you can see, if we just go from candle wick to candle body, make a little box, you can see right on support there. Pretty big level. Are we going to see a bit of a rally in stables dominance? Look at the dollar DXY. As you can see, this is also on a huge level of support as well, all the way back to 2016. It actually goes further, but for the purpose of this video, don't need to go that deep on it. But as you can see, clear level of previous resistance, now support. Could be looking at a double bottom, and we've had a huge run up, big correction. It would make a lot of sense for this to bounce here, even if this level is going to break in the next few months potentially. You would expect at least a relief rally before it finally breaks. It would be I'd be very surprised if this were to just carry on trending down and breaking this level. So we could potentially be seeing a bit of a bounce on DXY and stables, whilst BTC and ETH corrects, and also the VIX finally starting to move. We've talked about this before. When the VIX is low, look out below. You can see it's starting to trend upwards. So we should be seeing a bit of a correction on risk. Finally, if we take a look at the S&P on the weekly, we've broken out of that weekly bearish trend line. Are we now going to go up and test 4175, have like a third test of this weekly swing high, or are we going to fully reject from this 4110 area? As you can see, tested it on Friday, rejected. It's the same swing high from the 1st of December. Are we now rejecting that and coming back, accepting back into the trend line? We'll have to wait and see. It would make sense for it to carry on rejecting, as I say, with the bounce on potential bounce of DXY and the VIX. So that's all the majors to keep an eye on. In terms of events happening this week, we've got some massive earnings. So we've got Alphabet, Apple, Amazon, Exxon, Facebook, Samsung, Pfizer, Shell, McDonald's, T-Mobile. Absolutely huge. And not only that, we've also got the FOMC, as you probably already know. That's coming out on Wednesday about 7 o'clock UTC. So expecting a 0.25% hike. If it's any different, that could really shake the markets up. I think it's something like a 95% expectancy for it to be a 0.25%. But then you've also got Fed Chair Jerome Powell is talking afterwards. You're going to have to see what he says. What's the Fed's plan going forward? Is it hawkish, etc.? And then after that, it's still not over, because later in the week we've got non-farm payroll and unemployment rate as well. So absolutely huge week. They're the important things you need to know. So Wednesday FOMC, we've got earnings all through the week, and then Friday non-farm payroll and unemployment rate as well. So yeah, keep your eyes on the chart. As I say, I think that BTC 4-hour range has been re-accepted. So that looks pretty bearish in the lower time frames. So yeah, I would be very cautious this week. I'd stay away from leverage and just have a plan in place, good risk management and all that good stuff. Finally, we'll take a quick look at alts. Alts to watch this week. We've covered all three of these on the channel before, I believe about 2 weeks ago. But all of these alts, AVAX and ADA in levels of higher time frame resistance. If you've got profits to take, again, not financial advice, but I would really be looking at taking profits here. It's had a hell of a run the past 4 weeks. What are we looking at? 100% pretty much. Even if you're selling here, it's 90%. That's great profits. Don't have to sell all your bag. Take a percentage off. We're at a clear level of higher time frame resistance. And as I say, I think DXY and the VIX are going to rally along with stables dominance. So yeah, good area of taking profit. And that's on AVAX. ADA, similar position. Again, we covered this about 2 weeks ago. Broke the bearish trend line. Come up into this next lot of weekly resistance. Good place to take profit. Clear level of support and resistance here. Again, don't have to sell the whole bag, but take a percentage of profit. And then VeChain, a little bit of a different narrative. It actually broke out of its resistance here at sort of 21, 22 cents. If this now corrects and comes back into this area, that could be a pretty good place for like a long or buying some spot with a really easy invalidation of just a weekly close below that area. It's a very, very small area. So, I mean, you're looking at a couple of percent. Even if your invalidation was the bottom of this last week's wick, you're still only looking at 5%. Obviously, if you're doing that on spot, that's still a nice low percentage and pretty good risk reward. If it does bounce and goes back up to this next weekly level, that's a huge R&R. So yeah, two pretty bearish, one pretty bullish. Obviously that would need to pull back, so that would tie in with the narrative that we are going to get a correction. So hope you enjoyed that, guys. Hope you found it useful. Things to keep an eye on this week, and I look forward to Friday where we review what's happened. And yeah, as I say, it should be a really interesting week. So look forward to going through it with you on Friday. So have a good week, stay safe, and I will catch you then.